Thank you, musicians. Thank you, those on the platform. And as we always say, that everybody that's making this evening possible, from our ushers, sound, the lights, everything that's behind the scenes, the nursery workers, to make this evening so we can gather, hear the word of God, and those that are watching on live stream can be blessed.
You often, in services, at the end of praise and worship, would say, I'd like to thank the ushers, all the people that make it possible. Why do you say that?
Well, I know it can seem a little bit like just a habit, but the longer I pastor, the more you realize that the church cannot do what it does without everybody doing what God's called them to do. But I know people look at our church and they're amazed. It's like a machine. It has a strength and a depth to it, because somehow by the Spirit of God, people feel a responsibility to their ministry. They feel a calling to it. You know, it's more than just, hey, I'm doing sound or lights, or they see it as service to God. That's one of those behind the scenes moments. Every week things are happening I have no idea about. The Bible talks about a zeal for His house, and I am incredibly thankful. I love this congregation, I love this church, but I'm also very thankful that the Spirit of God has filled so many people. They feel the same way. And there's so much that goes on behind the scenes.
Amen. Let's rise to our feet this morning, church. Let's rise to our feet.
Father, thank you. You can be dismissed. You can be dismissed. God bless you tonight.
Yeah. No. Whoa. Ryan Newton and Big Barzy. The King of Kings. Call you the King of Kings. And I push again tough. Come on, the King of Kings. If it doesn't bondage up, the King of Kings. Look how you're the King of Kings. And I push again tough. He has forgiven me, He has forgiven me. Yeah.
What goes behind a Patriots concert? Stress, and I'm joking. On the day of the concert, getting here, getting the equipment ready, then getting to the hall, getting it into the van, getting it to the hall, and then depending on who's running the concert, they've got a plan on how they want the concert to look. So if it's Ryan with the choir, you've got a different layout than a normal concert. So you figure out the layout, and then you just get to business. Only have like an hour to set up, so sometimes half an hour to set up.
Jesus is king, man, I call on Jah. Christ was more than a carpenter. Open the book, make the devil get shook. He's shaping me up like a barber, cause seeking for everything that I'm asking for. Lift up my voice like an orchestra. Bring a fire upon this like me Charmander. I serve the king like a bartender. I'm serving him, yeah, I'm serving him. Couple man keep swerving him, but it's not a time to run from the Father and start cursing him. Cause that will lead you to hell. My mandate is to preach to the world. His grace, he sees in it well. And if you taste, you will see for yourself.
The King of Kings, the King of Kings, the King of Kings, and the push get tough. Come on, the King of Kings, your freedom's a bondage, oh yeah. The King of Kings, look how you're the King of Kings, and the push get tough. Come on, the King of Kings, your freedom's a bondage, oh no. You're the king of the king of the kings, top of the king, top of the world, top of the kings.
Then I'll go through the song, and then we will start the full play, okay, from beginning all the way through. There'll be stops and starts. The music's not here as yet, but we will work our way through. So please be patient. If you're an actor, make sure you know your lines and scenes. Make sure you've got all your props. Speak to the props people. Make sure that's all clear. If you've got any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I think a drama takes you... I know when people come to watch our dramas, number one, they think it's a little bitty ditty Christian thing, you know, Mary and Joseph on a donkey, and they come in and then they see the setup and they see the stage and they're like, oh, whoa, you know, and then there's a few jokes in there, so they begin to laugh and they begin to relax, and then they realize, hold on, this is a proper production. This is like way bigger than what I thought. And as you're watching that, you might have walked in feeling a bit tense. I'm at a Christian church watching a Christian play, but as you're watching it, you relax and let your shoulders down and laugh and enjoy it, and then you get hit by the gospel.
So I would say, I think with any drama that you do, I say to people all the time, and everyone knows in the drama team, it's one of the hardest ministries you would do, because you'll see on the stage everything perfect, lights and acting and props, but that took blood, sweat and tears, literally blood, sweat and tears. There's times from rehearsing on my stories to whether it's Easter, whatever feature length, we're staying in the building from 7 till 10:30, 11 p.m, sometimes even later. And it's pretty intense. So again, obviously, with the dramas that we do, there's never a drama that I've done personally where it's like you just wake up and yeah, it's easy. It's not like that at all. It takes a lot from the planning stages. We have obviously people in props that set up the stage and people that are in charge of that, to the lights, to the sound. But as drama team members, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's so rewarding at the end when you see the results. So.
And there he was, this nice man, but he just kept right on, pouring me drinks with his fingers, pleasure and music to mine. All right, killing me softly with sweet song, killing
a huge challenge we face as a church is when people come in, they see a machine. They see the praise and worship functioning, they see the ushers, they see the women organising the nursery, they see everything functioning. And one of our challenges constantly is how do we communicate to people? Listen, there's a way in, we need you. I think there are some people that sit in our church and they want to, but they don't know where to begin. And I think it's the role of Bible study leaders. I think it's the role of the staff. I think it's the role of myself. I think it's the role of the ministry leaders to be aware of that and to be proactive.
As the church grows because obviously we've added people into it, but obviously we've had children added into the church. And so if we don't take time out to take these children, to put them separately from where their parents are, then their parents won't come into church. Just so like you're a new believer and you've got like a couple of children and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, there's no creche. Now can you stay in the church with the child crying and the 2-year-old running about and everything like that? But we are privileged to have a ministry, babies, and we've got toddlers where you can go and put your baby upstairs. You can come and bring your toddlers downstairs. These parents can sit down and they can hear the word of God. Just to get the mothers, and yes, we do have fathers as well that come in, but just to get the mothers to come in so they can put their children in the nursery and they can sit out there for the hour and they can hear the sermon knowing that their child is fine inside the nursery. That is just brilliant. Just so we've got a great team in nursery.
There's a cooking ministry. It's been going on for, I think since about 1995 it was started, around that sort of time. Basically we cook for new mums, people that have just had, ladies that have just had babies. We provide them with food. Also, if somebody's sick in hospital or they just can't look after themselves and they need a bit of help, then we'll help them.
Most people, even if they're even stirred by God, would feel that maybe that's pride or maybe it's wrong of me to ask. And so we as a church have to be proactive to help people. And mention it to our friends and mention it to people that are new in the faith. Hey, what do you think God has for you? Have you ever thought about being involved in X, Y, or Z? And because it makes a lot of difference to people's discipleship.
Parents that want to go on impact team and need childcare, it doesn't matter what age. We have a ministry available for that. So it's not a complicated ministry. It's just, it's not a set thing, okay, you gotta do all these child minding things. Whoever, I've got a list of ladies and I'll show the parents, this is the list, and they can choose which ladies they want, and I'll ask those ladies if they're available to do it. The childcare can either be the child sleeps over Saturday night, or the parents will pick them up late Saturday. So it's very flexible. It depends on the parents involved and the worker.
Yeah, so when we came into this building, we needed places for parking for the conference, for the men's discipleship, Pioneer Shepherds, and we were very, very grateful to the Starlight restaurant because they allowed us to use the field, which was an old football pitch behind their restaurant. And I saw the need for the grass to be cut because there was an increasing need for more spaces for parking as conference grew. And so we began cutting back the grass to make more room for the vehicles. And we realized it's something that you've got to do on a regular basis, because if you let the grass grow through the year, it's a nightmare. We have to be dependent on the weather, We've got 4 petrol lawnmowers. We'll go in there, we can get the grass cut in just under 2 hours now, cut back brambles, cut back trees, because it just goes wild if you don't look after it. And so we are always in need of more men to come, because we can't always predict what day it needs to be, but we do need a full team to really make it work. We do have to have men that know what they're doing. We need leaders for the car park ministry, men that have authority and understand authority. Marco's fantastic leader in that respect. Des Mills comes, and then we've got numbers of young guys that are involved as well. And Mike Bryan, we have people on the front just with the high vises so that we can make sure we don't lose any cyclists or pedestrians with all the traffic going in and out. But we are always in need of helpers for that ministry. We really were very short-staffed last conference, and so we're looking to build a bigger team for this coming conference.
My job in the church is to maintain the building as I'm a part of the maintenance. I also led a few projects as well, some big projects. Even the main one was the men's toilet, which we had to build an extension on. That was a big one. We had a few contractors in for that one. But mainly seeing it through and seeing it come through and be a really great feat, really. But one of the things I always aim to do, though, is to please the congregation, really. When they ask me to do something, I try my best to do it, even if it's only something very small. Because I believe that everybody has a ministry, and their ministry needs to be maintained also.